Improper conduct by judges. We are Law Firm 15. I am Dylan Spodek, and my co-counsel are Irvin Quiros and Elise Walker. We will be covering judges' bias, disqualification, and criminal acts that reflect adversely on one's honesty. We will be going over Model Code of Judicial Conduct Rules 2.3 and 2.11, as well as Model Rule of Professional Conduct 8.4. Then we will be highlighting cases that exhibit violations of these rules, and lastly, what to do in a situation of judicial bias.
Model Rule of Professional Conduct 2.3 states that a judge shall not, in the performance of judicial duties, by words or conduct manifest bias or prejudice, or engage in harassment. These include but are not limited to bias, prejudice, or harassment based on race, sex, gender, religion, national origin, ethnicity, or age. Model Rule 2.11 states that a judge shall disqualify or recuse himself in any proceeding in which the judge's impartiality might reasonably be questioned. These include but are not limited to the following circumstances. 1. Where the judge has a personal bias or prejudice against the party or party's lawyer. 2. Where the judge knows his spouse or partner is a party to the proceeding, acting as a lawyer in the proceeding, or witness in the proceeding.
Model Rule of Professional Conduct 8.4b states that it is professional misconduct if a lawyer commits a criminal act that reflects adversely on the lawyer's honesty, trustworthiness, or fitness as a lawyer. And 8.4d states that engaging in conduct that is prejudicial to the administration of justice is also misconduct. 1. A judge shall uphold the independence, integrity, and impartiality of the judiciary and avoid impropriety. 2. A judge shall perform their duties impartially, competently, and diligently. 3. A judge shall conduct extrajudicial activities to minimize the risk of conflict with judicial obligations.
I don't recall. I don't know.
Day 4 of Judge Wade McCree's disciplinary hearing was as much about what he didn't remember as it was about what he did.
Do you remember that text?
No.
McCree is facing misconduct charges for having an ongoing relationship with Janine Lachey Mott, a complaining witness on a pending child support case that was before him. Today, lawyers for the state's Judicial Tenure Commission tried their best to show that McCree wasn't always truthful.
So are you saying you lied in that message to her when you said, I'm thinking about divorce and my marriage is just a marriage of convenience? Is that what you're saying?
No, it's salesman's puffery.
Oh, wait a minute, I thought you were an accommodator. Now you're a salesman?
No, I'm an accommodator.
What are you selling?
I'm selling myself at this point.
And
as a result from engaging in misconduct with the witness, Judge McCree was found to have violated Rules 8.4 and 2.3. Subsequently, the judge was removed from office and suspended for 6 years.
A former Texas state district judge could spend up to 70 years in federal prison for accepting bribes for favorable rulings. A court convicted Rodolfo Delgado Thursday of conspiracy, obstruction of justice, federal program bribery, and Travel Act bribery. Investigators say Delgado, from 2008 to 2016, conspired with a lawyer and accepted bribes. Then he tried to fake a story about the payment.
After being found guilty of intentional serious crimes, the Texas Board of Disciplinary Appeals found Judge Rudy Delgado to have violated Rule 8.4 and as a result was disbarred.
The allegations, among others, involve having a relationship with an attorney named Catherine Schultz and continuing to allow Schultz to try cases in front of her.
Do you agree with me that you shouldn't have remained hearing her cases after that incident occurred?
The commission alleged that Judge Gentry made inappropriate and unwanted sexual advances toward a female attorney. After making these advances, Gentry sent one of her panel attorneys to speak with her, accusing her of spreading falsehoods about the judge. This conduct was interpreted as warning the attorney to remain quiet. Following these events, Gentry refused to recuse herself from cases in which the attorney represented a party in violation of Rule 2.11. It was further alleged that Judge Gentry retaliated against multiple attorneys for failing to make the maximum donation to her 2018 election campaign and supporting her opponent in the election. Her retaliation consisted of removing one attorney from the judges panel following the election and delaying hearing dates for cases, violating Rules 2.3a, 2.3b, and 2.11a. Judge Gentry was found guilty of 10 out of the 12 misconduct allegations and was subsequently removed from office. The Kentucky Supreme Court found the sanction of removal to be appropriate, considering it was not an isolated incident, but instead involved a pattern of misconduct and repeated exercise of extremely poor judgment.
New Jersey Judge Stephen Brister told a suspect of domestic violence that he can't punch women. He further went on and said, "At best, you treat as if you're holding a feather just to let them know you're the man and you're in control." Brister also remarked, "Women were created as a curve," which he acknowledged was a reference to a biblical story of Eve being created from the rib of a man. The committee found Judge Brister to be in violation of Canon 1, Rule 1.1, Canon 2, Rule 2.1, and Canon 3, Rules 3.5 and 3.6a. The committee found Judge Brister's religious remarks to be inappropriate and wholly misplaced in a court of law. His remarks on how to treat women were enough to suggest that the judge had a bias against women and impugned the integrity of the judiciary and the judicial process. They decided an appropriate punishment would be a suspension of 1 month without pay. If you believe your judge may be biased towards one party or another, you should try influencing your judge by teaching them the law by making objections, filing trial briefs on complex issues, and addressing procedural issues in advance. If necessary, you may need to file a motion to recuse your judge.